Well, this will be a simple one today. I'm working on an Echo SRM-3020T. This is a commercial weed eater, belongs to a neighbor of mine who runs a landscaping business. And basically he changed out the plug a couple weeks ago, and then a few days later he found that it wouldn't start. And what he didn't realize is that when he took the ignition coil boot or the spark plug boot off, he had jarred loose the electrical connection there. And the problem didn't show up right away, but a few days later it did. So I'll just show you how to reinstall this. It's pretty easy. The first time I came across this on a small engine, I thought the whole thing was broken because I'm used to automotive ignition wires for cars, and they're not quite like this. But basically, this spring is what snaps onto the spark plug. And they just have this little sharpened edge of the hook that pushes down through the insulation of the ignition wire and makes contact with the conductive core in the center. And you actually could just leave it all like that in theory, but you need this boot to provide stabilization and to keep it from arcing on you. So there's kind of a couple ways to do this. If you have a long length of ignition wire, unlike this situation, you can push the boot onto the wire, and then the wire can come out here and you can fasten everything, and then you can pull it back in. In this case, because it's a little bit tight, I'm going to do it the other way, where I basically push it through, and that's that. One thing that makes this job a little easier is a little bit of grease. If you do use grease, you want to use dielectric. Basically, this is non-conductive grease, and you might wonder why you would want non-conductive grease in a circuit which is meant to conduct. And that's because you want it to conduct only where the metal wires are making contact and not through the rubber or through contamination inside there, that kind of thing. So I'm basically just going to push this a little bit into the boot, like so. And the grease really helps because rubber can get really sticky and have a lot of friction when it's dry. And then, sorry, my focus is not that good. You push that into there so it's making contact. And then you just kind of push the whole thing. It's kind of like putting on a sock, I guess. Just push the whole assembly into place. I'll try and keep my hands out of the way of this best as possible, although that's easier said than done, for me anyway. Okay, so once you've slid it in place, what you want to do is you want to bend it back and look inside of there. Let me take the camera off the tripod. You want to bend it back and look inside of there and make sure that you can see the spring, that it's not twisted around so that it'll snap right onto the spark plug. And in this case, it has this extra little grommet that goes on there for protection and stabilization. And you just push it back around, push it into place like that. These can come out occasionally when it's real tight in here and you pull this off to change the plug or something like that. But that's how to reinstall it. If it comes in pieces like that, it's not broken. It just has to be reassembled. And I hope that helps somebody. If not, go check out a YouTube channel called Donnie Boy. I think he's Canadian, I want to say. He does a lot of small engine stuff. I've learned a lot of good stuff from him. Really smart guy, Donnie Boy. And give this one a thumbs down. Go check out his stuff. Give it a thumbs up. All right, folks, take care.